Hello everyone, welcome to your second lecture of the calculus 1. So last time we have seen the properties of set of natural numbers, then whole numbers, then integers, then rational numbers, irrational numbers, and rationals and irrational together as called as real numbers. And also I have told you how the number system from natural number to real number was developed, okay, by adding some more properties to the previous system of numbers. So not only that, I have told you that there are only two basic operations in the set of real numbers, addition and multiplication, and with respect to these two operations, there are certain properties, or we treat them as axioms, which we are going to accept them as they are and which we are going to use in developing the whole chapter or whole your syllabi of unit 1 to prove certain results. Okay, so come directly the axioms with respect to addition. So axioms with respect to addition. So what is the first axiom? It is because axiom with respect to addition, so A1, it is denoted by this such notation A1. So it is closure property. So what does it tell us? For any A comma B belonging to R, for any two real numbers A and B in R, A plus B belongs to R. That means if you take any two real numbers A and B, then their addition is also a real number. So sum of any two members of that set of real numbers lies inside the set of real numbers only. So that is addition of any two real number does not go beyond R. Okay, so R is closed with respect to addition. R is closed with respect to addition, and this property is called as closure property. Second, commutative property. So for any A and B in R, A plus B is same as B plus A. Irrespective of order, their sum is the same. So commutative addition is commutative, that is axiom that we are going to assume. Okay, A plus B is same as B plus A for any two real numbers. Now the third axiom is about associativity. For any A, B, C in R, here it was for two members commutative. Here if you take any three and if you add first two B plus C and then you add the third one A, so A plus B plus C is same as A plus B plus C. So this property is called as, so you can change the order of addition in any way. You may write this as, even you may change this as, say, you may write this as A plus C is B, A plus C is B. So you may change the order of addition in any way. Okay, so this is called as associative property. Now see the fourth axiom with respect to addition, additive identity. It is called as identity with respect to addition. There is a number 0 in R, there is a number, real number 0, such that if you add 0 to any real number A, for any A in R, A plus 0, which is, we know, which is same as 0 plus A, and it is A. So 0 does not make any difference when you add to any real number. So A plus 0 is same as 0 plus A is equal to A. So that is 0 is identity with respect to addition. 0 is the additive identity. 0 is called as additive identity in R. Okay, so this is additive, about additive identity in R. This is the fourth axiom. Now come to the fifth axiom, additive inverse. Additive inverse. So for each A belonging to R, for any A in R, there exists a real number B. See, for example, suppose I will take, suppose this is my real line, here is 0, and if it is A is here, then you know minus A will be here, 2 is here, minus 2 will be here to the left of A. And this is different number, this is 2 and minus 2, 2 is not equal to minus 2, so 2 and minus 2 are two different numbers, okay, remember, and I call this as, because this is different, so I call it as B. So for each A in R, there exists B which is equal to minus a such that a plus b is equal to 0. What is 0? Identity. So, for every a there exists b such that their sum is equal to additive identity. So, for every a there exists, you may write directly minus a, or you may call it as b also, because minus a and a, these are two different numbers. So, for every a there exists b such that a plus b is 0 and which is same as b plus a. Okay. Such a number b. This is true for every real number. Even if it is your 0, even if it is your 0, then also for, because 0 plus 0 is equal to 0, therefore 0 is additive inverse of 0. So, 0 is additive inverse of itself. Okay. So, therefore, for every real number there exists b satisfying this. So, for each real number there exists additive inverse. Okay. So, these are the 5 axioms A1, A2, A3, A4, closure property, a plus b, for any two a plus b belongs to R, commutative property a plus b is same as b plus a, associative property A3, that is a plus b plus c is same as a plus b plus c, additive identity 0 is the additive identity in R, because when you add 0 to any real number it makes no difference in the value of a. And last one is additive inverse. For every a there exists b which is actually minus a such that their sum is equal to additive identity, that is 0. So, these are the 5 axioms with respect to addition. Similarly, very similar to this, there are 5 different axioms with respect to multiplication. See one by one. Again closure property M1, multiplication M1, first axiom with respect to multiplication, closure property. So, for any a comma b belonging to R, again a into b, a dot b belongs to R. So, multiplication of any two members of R, if you take the real line and if you take any two real number, any two, okay, and if you multiply them, you will find its multiplication a member of R only, it will not go beyond R. Okay. So, a dot b belongs to R, that is R is closed, this set of real numbers is closed with respect to multiplication. Then again commutative property, if you have any two real numbers, then a dot b is same as b dot a. So, multiplication does not depend on the order. Okay. So, b dot a is same as a dot 3 into 5 is same as 5 into 3, because their value is the same. So, this is commutative property of multiplication M2. Then come to M3, associativity, again very similar to addition. So, for any a b c in R, for any 3 real numbers, a dot b dot c is same as a dot b dot c. So, order of multiplication can be changed anyway, not only these two, you may change again the order as b, or I may say a dot c is a dot c into b, you may, this is same as a dot c dot b, anyway does not matter. Okay. So, order of the product or order of multiplication can be changed in any way, it does not make difference in the value of the product. Okay. So, this is associative with respect to multiplication. Now, come to next, multiplicative identity M4. So, there is number 1 in R such that if you multiply any real number a by 1, answer is a itself. It is same as 1 into a, either a into 1 or 1 into a, it is 1 into 10, it is 10, 1 into minus 5, it is again minus 5. So, 1 is called as identity with respect to multiplication or multiplicative identity. What will happen for 0? What will happen for 0? So, if I multiply 1 into 0 is 0 into 1. So, this is my a now, this is a. So, 1 into a is a into 1, is it a? Yes, it is 0. So, again it is a. So, that means 1 is multiplicative identity for all real numbers. Okay. 1 is multiplicative identity for all real numbers. Okay. Identity with respect to multiplication is 1. And the last property, axiom with respect to multiplication M5, multiplicative inverse. Multiplicative inverse. For any real number a should be non-zero, Why? Because see, if I take a real number, say suppose x, and I want another number y such that their product is identity. For inverse we require, given a number x, I require another number y such that x into y should be equal to identity. That should be, identity here is 1. So, I want for any x, I want another y such that x into y should be equal to 1. Yes, can you guess what should be y here? If I say this is y, then what should be y? If x is 2, then what is the number that should be here, so that 2 into that number will be 1? Yes, it should be half here. If 2 is here, then half up, this should be, this is x, this is y. So, y is half. So, if this is x, y is 1 by x, so that their product is 1, right. So, for x there should be y as 1 by x, so that product is 1. Then this number is called as multiplicative inverse of x. But is it true for all real numbers? Yes. If you take x 0, what will happen? 0 into 1 by 0. It cannot be 1, because you cannot cancel 0, means you cannot divide by 0. Division by 0 is not allowed. Okay. So, because 1 by 0 is infinity, a number which is beyond our limitation. So, how its product can be equal to 1? Okay. So, it is true, this is true for all non-zero numbers. Okay. Clear? So, for each a except 0, there is a number b such that a into b is equal to identity, multiplicative identity. So, but what is b? B is 1 upon a, because a is 2, then 1 upon 2 is another number, different number. So, b, we call it as b. So, b is actually 1 by a. So, a into b is 1 is equal to b into a. So, remember, for any real number, non-zero real number, for every non-zero real number, there exists a multiplicative inverse b. Okay. That what is the relation between a number and its multiplicative inverse? A into b, multiplicative inverse is product is always 1. So, this is about the 5 axioms: closure, commutative, associative, multiplicative identity, that is 1, then multiplicative inverse a, for every non-zero a, 1 by a is the multiplicative inverse. So, these are the 5 axioms with respect to multiplication. Okay. Now, see some more axioms which are true for addition and multiplication together. Okay. See the next axiom. What is that next axiom? Distributive property. What does it tell? For any a, b, c belonging to R, if I take any 3 real number, then a dot a into b plus c. So, there is addition inside the bracket. So, a dot b plus c distributive. So, what distributes? See here, a dot b plus c is equal to a dot b plus a dot c. So, multiplication distributes over addition. Okay. Here there was only one time multiplication, here it has become twice. So, multiplication distributes over addition, and here a is to the left of this number. We have multiplied this bracket by a, and a is to the left. So, this is called as left distributive law. Okay. So, this is called as left distributive law, okay, with respect to multiplication and addition. Now, if a is to the right of this number, okay, then again same, a b dot a plus c dot a. So, again multiplication, here there was only once multiplication, now it has become twice. So, it is again the distributive property of multiplication over addition. This is called as distributive property of multiplication over addition. Okay. So, this is right distributive law. Left distributive law, because a is to the left of this, and this is right distributive law. Okay. And together they are called as distributive laws. Okay. So, this is the distributive property of real numbers, combinedly true for addition and multiplication. Now come to the very important axiom regarding real numbers, because of which only whole of the real number system has been developed, okay, and because of which only it has become possible to represent real numbers on a line which we call as real line. You have learned in your 5th standard Vastav Resha, real line, and also you have learned that every number that you know can be represented by a point on this line. Suppose 0 is here, 1, yes, 1, 2, 3, or even you may, if this is 1, even you may denote root 2, you may write root 2. How you can? Now there may be question in your mind that how we can denote that root 2 is here somewhere, okay, but you can do it, okay, because you can indicate every number, because see how you can write a number root 2 here, you know, use Pythagoras, take a triangle of side 1, 1, right angle triangle, 1 side 1, 1, then what is the length of this by Pythagoras theorem? 1 square plus 1 square, that will be 2 square, and this is root 2, okay, root 2. So take this much distance in the compass and mark this, so you will get root 2. So you have learned all these things in your 5th standard, okay. So every real number can be represented by a point on this line, and every point on this line represents one and only one real number, okay. So that's why this real line, this line is called as real line, okay, real line. So you have learnt all these things, okay, and it was possible to write numbers on the line because of only now this property. What is this property? It is called as axioms with respect to order. Axioms with respect to order. Now what I will do is, now I will consider here the set of positive real numbers, subset of R. Suppose R plus, it is denoted by R plus, R minus is set of all negative numbers, and 0. So R plus union singleton 0 union R minus, okay, R plus union R minus positive real numbers, negative real numbers, union singleton 0, okay, all these will together form R, okay. Number to the left of 0 on the line, numbers to the right of 0 on the line, and 0. So all these together they will form the real number system. So we consider here now some properties for R plus first, and then we will go for properties of all real numbers, okay. So now first of all, see, three properties, actually basically two properties, okay, basically two properties. I will call this property, I will call this as property, say only O, okay. So see, if I consider any two real numbers A and B belonging to R plus, that is if A and B are any two positive real number, then their sum is also a positive real number and their product is also a positive real number. So these are the axioms. We assume that if A and B are positive, A plus B is positive and A dot B is also positive, okay. Now this is true for only R plus, okay. Now see, we will write a property for all real numbers, okay, for all real numbers. O, for any A comma B belonging to R, A is less than B if and only if B minus A belongs to R plus. Belongs to R plus means what? It is positive. B minus A greater than 0. B minus A is greater than 0. Okay. So A is less than B if and only if B minus A is greater than 0, or that is B minus A is greater than 0 means B minus A is positive. So this is true for all real numbers, okay. Now see the modified version of this order property. Okay. So by using this property, if I take B as 0, because this is true for any A and B. This property is true for any A and B in R. Now if I take B as 0, then B is 0. Then what will happen? For any real number x, how it will modify? For any real number x, one and only one of the following is true. Either x less than 0, or if x is not negative, x is not to the left of 0, if x is not here, then it will be either 0 or it will be to the right of 0. Okay. So either x less than 0 or x equal to 0 or x greater than 0. So out of these three, one and only one property is true for every real number. So you take any real number, you cannot find a real number which will satisfy these two. A number which is 0, because we know 0 is neutral, it is neither negative nor positive. So because if a number is 0, then it cannot be negative or positive. Okay. So that means now remains only 2, and you don't know any real number, or there do not exist any real number which is both negative as well as positive at the same time. Okay. So that means every real number, any real number x satisfies one and only one of the three. Try 3. So that's why it is called as trichotomy law. Try any one, okay, out of these 3, only one property is true. Okay. Again, this is, I have taken here one real number. If I take now two real numbers, suppose A and B, then yes, what will happen? A and B, yes. For any two real numbers x and y in R, one and only one of the following is true. If I take any two real numbers, suppose x and y, then either, okay, and suppose this is the real line, okay, and suppose x is here and y is any real number, then either y will be to the right of x, either y will be to this side. If it is not to this side, it is not to the right of x, then it will be same as x, or if it is not to the right and not equal to x, then it should be to the left of x. Okay. So if you have any two real numbers, then one and only one of the following is true, either x less than y or x equal to y. If x is not less than y, then x may be equal to y. If it is also not true, then x must be greater than y. If both of these are not true, then the third one is true, x greater than y. So any two real numbers satisfy one and only one of the following. But you know what is x less than y? X less than y means b minus a belongs to r plus. So if you have any two real numbers x and y, then either y minus x belongs to r plus or y minus x is 0. See, because if I take two real numbers, say 3 and 5, then what is 5 minus 3? 5 minus 3 is new real number 2. So that 2 may be either positive, clear, because y minus x is also a real number. Na? So that resulting real number, that new real number may be either positive or 0, or its negative will be in r plus. Okay. Either its negative will be in r plus. Okay. So this property x less than 0, x equal to 0 or x greater than 0. X greater than 0 means what? X greater than 0 means x belongs to r plus. X belongs to r plus or x equal to 0, or x less than 0 means minus x greater than 0. So minus x belongs to r plus. Okay. So therefore this property law of trichotomy can also be written as either x belongs to r plus or x equal to 0 or minus x belongs to r plus, and it is same here. Okay. Y minus x is suppose z. So if I take any z, then either z belongs to r plus or z is 0 or z minus z is positive, that is in r plus. So this is how all these axioms are true for the set of real numbers. Okay, out of all these, see these two, additive identity, additive inverse, multiplicative identity, multiplicative inverse, and these 5 properties. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These are very important properties, okay, which we are going to use every time to develop the further concepts in this topic. Now, in the due course, you are going to prove that additive identity. How many additive identities can be there? Because we know 0, but whether there exists any another number that we don't know, such that which when added to any number has no effect on the number. Suppose 0 dash, whether such 0 dash exists in R, whether such 0 dash exists in R, such that a plus 0 dash is equal to 0 dash plus a is equal to a. So that we have to check whether there is one and only one additive identity, or whether there are some more additive identities. Okay. Similarly, you are going to prove that if you are given 5, how many additive inverses are there for 5? We know if 5 is there, then minus 5 is its additive inverse, because their sum is 0. Whether there exists any other number c such that 5 plus c is equal to 0, that we have to see. Okay, that we are going to check whether there is one and only one additive inverse unique given a number a, whether there is its additive inverse is unique. Unique means one and only one. That we are going to prove. Okay. Similarly, we are going to prove whether there is only this number 1 as identity with respect to multiplication, so that a into 1 is a. Whether there exists any other number 1 dash, suppose any other number, say z, okay, such that a into z is equal to a. Whether such number exists, or whether there is only one and one identity with respect to multiplication, that we are also going to prove. Okay. And remember, similarly, we can prove for multiplicative inverse also. For every non-zero real number, there exists, whether there exists one and only one such b, such that a into b is 1. So, for every real number, whether it has only one multiplicative inverse, whether it has only one identity, whether it has only one additive inverse, whether it has only one additive identity. So, we are going to prove all these 4 properties or axioms. Okay. And remember, there is one and only one additive identity. For every a, there exists one and only one additive inverse. There exists only 1 and 0 is the only additive identity, unique. This is also unique, this is also unique. We will prove all these things in the due course. Okay. So, have a screenshot of this.